All right. Welcome, everybody. Today on the Contrast Podcast, we have a very special guest. We
Thank
have
you.
Ali. Um, Ali, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Uh, my introduction maybe will get like a 5 minutes.
Take us all as much time as you want.
Actually, I came from Pakistan. I have three master degrees, and now I am doing my PhD in Hangzhou city. The university name is Zhejiang University. Before that, I did my first master's in literature side, and after that, but that literature was in my language. So after that, I got like some dreams to go like the abroad life, and my degree won't allow me to go
Mm,
because it was in my language. So I decided to go in the journalism side. First, I was looking to get an opportunity in the film side, but I didn't get any opportunity. So I moved in the School of Journalism in Pakistan in same university. So I graduated from there, and then I just applied for the Tsinghua University in Beijing, and I got there. I also like my third master degree I got from there, and now I'm doing my PhD. That's it.
wow,
Crazy
amazing.
stuff, Fedor.
Very amazing. Yeah, very hard worker. Uh,
Oh
so,
man.
so where let's talk about your arrival in China because for I think for everyone it's kind of different. Everybody kind of goes through the bureaucracy and the the lines, and it can be a shock and stuff. So yeah, could you tell us a little about
I,
your?
I just want to cut it, you guys, right at the middle because I want you to start the story by telling another story, how we met actually, and how it's gonna be related. Because the thing that I like you is
My
your
hate,
hat,
yeah.
that he's wearing today on the podcast. And I was just walking back to my dorm, and I saw this guy standing with this nice, like swag hat, and I was like, "Wow, what a nice hat, man! Where did you get it?" So please, could
Yeah.
you describe?
Actually, this is like my one of my favorite. It's not just like I don't have hairs or something. I have everything, but like I just like and love this hat. And I bought this my hat from like a second-hand market in Karachi,
Mm,
and it was very hard for me to wear this hat in Pakistan because our hometown is too hot. So I was just like thinking, where should exactly I use my this hat? So when I was moving to Beijing, I thought maybe the weather will be friendly and I will be using my hat there. So always I have my hat with me.
Because in Karachi,
And,
it was the
yeah,
first time you in the city,
yes,
right?
yes. And I was like exploring the market. So just like I found few shops, an antiques kind of the antique shops actually. So just I saw, oh wow, like one of my favorite hat. Like it's still in Karachi, I paid like 80 rupees. If we will like count in RMBs, it should be around 5 or 6 RMB.
Yeah.
Yes. So still I love my hat. Yeah.
Uh,
nice. Yeah, it's a very nice hat.
Yo,
Thank you, man.
it's a very interesting because I don't really have any of those symbolic objects, as like type of clothes or something, because that's a very unique type of thing
Yeah, it is.
to you. Because like whenever you go, especially to a new place like Karachi or China, Tsinghua University, Hangzhou, you always wear it.
Yeah,
Bring
yeah,
it
yeah,
with you.
yeah, yeah.
So
And also, I'm telling you, like a related with my not exactly related with my head, but it's just a story about my camera. When first time I got my camera, like I have a professional Sony camera, and when I got back, like Beijing to Karachi and Karachi to my village, surrounding our village, we our like the how to say we have a peaceful atmosphere quite, but not for the expensive stuff. So once like I got on the roadside and I wanted to like take the shots for my village and the fields and every such kind of the things because now I had that time bit I had another look with my camera, so I wanted to save some moments. But like I got two thieves on bike, They wanted to
Wow.
select my camera, and I fought with them. I said, "This is all over like my lifetime dream. How can I give it to you like just two guys?" So they even showed me some stuff like dangerous stuff and something, but I said, "No, I will not give it to you. Whatever you want, like you do with me." So like I saved my camera with them, and I just start running. Yeah.
Yo, Tarik, you also have this kind of story, don't you?
Yeah, wow. Ali, we have so many. It's like we were living the same kind of life in different places, you know. It's interesting. Yeah, I also had this very sad kind of but I wasn't as tough as you at that time. I got also held up by two guys right before my first trip to Japan. And that
Wow.
whole trip, my plan was like, I'm gonna start my photography career. I'm gonna be taking lots of pictures. And two guys, yeah, they got me. They pushed me into like a small, you know, when you're going into an apartment, usually there's like a kind of like a security door where
Yeah.
inside you can get your mail and stuff. They pushed me in there and just like give us your backpack. You know, they had a knife. And in New York, you know, it's crazy. I mean, at the time, I was so shocked by it that I just didn't want to get hurt, you know. So I just gave up my stuff. But if I would have thought about it logically, the chances of them actually doing something to me in that open, because it's right next to the street side, so many people would see, you know, somebody would probably do something. But yeah, I just didn't want to risk it. I just gave them my stuff. But it was like that day. It was like a sign from somewhere. I don't know that well, this is how life can be. You know, at the most critical moments, something devastating can happen. But I also learned from that lesson. It's like you got to just push through. You know, I still went to Japan. I still got some nice pictures with just like a not as good camera. And yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, life.
I'm if you like you mentioned the Japan. I have also one friend from Japan, and he was my roommate in Shinkwa University. I'm just telling you one story about him.
Hmm.
Like the first day when he came in the university, and I was working on my computer. Actually, we have the separate rooms, but our kitchen and toilet is mutual. So I was working on my computer, and I that time period I was heavy, and my belly was like a bigger belly. So yeah, so I was just like in the lazy style. I was like this in like just keyboard and using and stuff. He just came to me, Yushi. His name is Yushi. Yushi just came to me, and he asked me. He just asked me, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Pakistan." He said, "Are you pregnant?" I said, "How, man?" He said, "Why do you have a big belly?" What does it mean that if I have a big belly, I'm a I'm a pregnant? He said, "No, I just like seeing you with a big belly." So after that, he became my best friend.
Yeah, it's a
Random,
very Japanese style joke right there.
speaking of random questions, yeah, I asked one of the most random questions also to Tarek the day we first met. It's actually not that random, but that question led to this conversation. You know, I asked, "Where are you from?"
So, yeah, it's also my wish. I want to know about you, like introduction, please, your dreams.
Okay,
Dream.
yeah. Let's see, who am I? Well, I'm Tarik Johnson, and there's a whole it's like a whole world inside this brain. Um, yeah, I could say my life has been a series of just like chaotic events. That's it's kind of our theme. I started my like language journey, which is it's a big part of my life when I was really young, about 15 years old. I was just always very curious, in particular about Asia, because I really liked like Japanese cartoons, and so over time, it this interest developed into a curiosity about their language and their culture. So I started studying Japanese around 16 years old in high school time. Uh, I studied a lot, a lot, a lot. Then I went to Japan for the first time by myself, and yeah, from that experience, I realized I really like to study languages, and but in particular Japanese, and then I went to China later. I realized these countries are not really my style, my cultural comfort is not there. So I wanted to find something more closer. So I started looking a little more west from Far East. And I started really wondering about Mongolia. And that became like kind of my biggest dream. It's like I just want to get to Mongolia. It's a place where almost nobody travels. It used to be an ancient empire that was one of the biggest in the whole world in all of human history. And so and now it's reduced down to this country that we never hear about in the news or pretty much anywhere. So it was like a big mystery, and I just like, yeah, I want to go there. And after I had been through the process of learning Japanese and Chinese and some Spanish and some other languages, I decided, like, yeah, this would be kind of like my life's goal is like I want to travel and learn about as many places in the world as I can. So yeah, from that, long story short, from there I just started trying to figure out how can I support that lifestyle? How can I create that way of living for myself? And I looked inward. I reflected on myself. Like what are the things I'm good at? And talking is something that I've always been kind of good at. People say I speak well in English. I've always done well in my English classes in school. And so I was trying to figure out like, and you mentioned you're also a writer. That was my another one of my dreams. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to make graphic novels. I really like fantasy, sci-fi stuff as well. So I was like, okay, so I want to do something with writing, communication. What's the best thing that I could do that? It's like especially for a young person, and also to turn it into a career. Like writing a novel is really hard. And I was like, oh, but journalism, what about that? So after some, I actually went to a college, a small community college in New York, and I was studying computer science, but I didn't like that at all. So I switched. I went to a new community college. I learned about journalism. I learned about the news. I started to understand what the media is like, what it's really, because on one side we see the media as viewers, but on the back side we know it as like, the people who are coordinating with all kind of other people, having conversations, and basically controlling what everyone knows, like the distribution of information. And I really like that, the idea of like creating strategy and trying to understand markets and things. So that it piqued my interest. So that kind of shifted my career, and I hope I answered your question. My dream really is to learn a lot of languages, but also to have an impact on society in the world, and like to basically unite the world in a way that shows like we are not all so different. We're all human beings, and I just believe like the main divider between us is language. And so
Yeah, it
once
is.
you can conquer this barrier, and from this experience with different cultures, you would come to the logical conclusion that we should all just be mixing with each other.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I want to share also one another incident which is related with me. I have a height phobia, and
Me too.
it was my first time. It was like my journey from Karachi to Beijing, and during that whole time period, like 6 to 7 hours, I was just stick with my seat, like this style, just like, and even not like looking outside of the window and something. I thought maybe now we will be crashing, like such kind of the thinking. And just because of my this fear, yeah, I think fear, yeah, fear, I just don't want to travel by aeroplane. But like just because of the education, for sake of education, I came abroad. But now I am deciding I should go to visit like any psychologist or maybe psychiatrist, and because I want to tour, like I want to be travel, and it's just my dream to go in other countries and visit other cultures and civilizations. And especially, I shared with also Fedor that I have a one dream to visit whole Europe by bike. Yeah,
Mm, that's intense. That's more than just like a mental journey. That's going to be a physical one too. So that's very like difficult to do. But yeah, that's interesting.
Exactly. It's nice to have all of this, dreams on the podcast, revealed because last time Ziad Shout out to that guy. He has also a dream to become a pilot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's why he chose medicine and to proceed to just persuade that goal to
And
end.
actually, to be honest, I also love aviation. I have like the Microsoft Flight Simulator game, and I have a
Mm,
P3 5 game, and I have also X-Plane 11 games. I have like every kind of the joystick I have like in my room, and I'm playing with the games and every stuff like moving from one city to another city. But like in the plane, I don't feel comfortable. That's it.
yeah, it's
It's
definitely
interesting.
different. The-
It's totally different. Totally.
Yeah, it's like I had the same issue, man. Like watching the porn and having a real woman. But it's just on the top. But it's interesting because you are also a gamer. You said
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
and I feel like you, Tarik, and Ali, you've been growing like the same person,
Yeah.
but just in other countries.
Yeah. And we're also the same age. I heard you're 29.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm 30, 31. How about
Ah,
you?
31.
You got it wrong. No, I'm 29. I'm 29. 1991 was
Pretty
born.
close, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
2 years,
2 years before I was also 29. Yeah.
Interesting. Games. Wow.
Yeah, gaming
Games.
world. I love like the Need for Speed. I love Battlefield. I love Call of Duty. All of them. Yeah. So I have such kind of the wishes. Actually, I think why I went in the gaming side because I'm not a social person. I don't go in the crowds. I don't have many friends. So whenever I'm feeling loneliness, I'm just going in my room and just start playing games or watching a movie. I'm also a movie lover. Watching a movie or reading a very good novel or such kind of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it's interesting. Was that the case for you, Tarek, when you started playing the games? Because like
Um,
obviously the many reasons, and I don't
yeah,
know.
no, it wasn't exactly the same. Yeah, actually, it's kind of opposite. I'm a very social person. In fact, I get very depressed if I cannot talk to a lot of people after some times. And so, yeah, for me, gaming was something I always did with my friends, and it was more about competing than just to enjoy the game. I just wanted to be the best at the game, and so I took that as far as I could. I started to go to tournaments. I played. I actually used to be ranked in New York City. If you ever know, have you ever heard of the game Super Smash Brothers Melee?
No, no, no,
Well, it's Nintendo. You know Nintendo, right?
no. Also,
Wow. Well, Nintendo. Nintendo is like one of the biggest video game companies in the world. It comes from Japan. They
which
created
game?
they created Mario. You know,
Oh yeah,
uh,
Mario. It's
yeah,
so called like about
Mario.
like the headquarter name or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a
Uh,
console. You have PS4,
Yeah,
PlayStation,
yeah, yeah,
Xbox,
yeah.
and Nintendo.
yeah,
I know about like EA, Red Dot, and such kind of the things because I'm into in such kind of the games actually.
I see. Yeah, but I used to play this game when I was a kid, and I would compete. And yeah, at some time I was ranked in the top 20 players in New York City. So that was a lot of my gaming thing. But if I looked at it deeper, yeah, I was always kind of like a troublemaker also when I was a kid. And so in a way the games they helped kind of yeah focus me on something because if I wasn't playing games, I was always acting out in class and getting in trouble. I also played a lot of sports too. I love basketball and pretty much any sport. So that's why I played games. But
Actually, like to be honest, like I also want to talk with people, but I'm a shy boy. I if like the two of my friends will be in front of me, I will think I should go there or not. What they will think that why he came to us, we have our own privacy, or some kind of the such kind of the questions are making me like a dull. So that's why I I'm always lonely.
mm, yeah, I
And
see.
I had the same problem, man. You should hang out more with New Yorkers. They could, rectify it.
And the best thing is that my ex is from California. We were together in Beijing, so we
Oh,
had a lot of time like together. She like I think my English became better after her actually.
yeah. You
But
see?
I'm also telling you one another story. When I arrived in Beijing, my English was too bad that time period. And because in Pakistan, I never ever spoken with anyone. So my like I had a few skills about the writing something, but oral English was totally like dull, null. How to say? Yeah, nil. I think so. I got my first class. Professor was from America. His name is Rick Dunham. It was like a 3 hours class, and during the 3 hours, I didn't understand anything because of the pronunciation, because of the accent. So when I arrived back, like in my dormitory, I just started crying. Oh, how I will be attending my classes whenever I'm not getting anything, and I have 38 classmates from different countries, and they all are very good in this subject and English and everything. So I went to him and discussed about like my problem with him. He said, "Don't be worried. We all are cooperative here. We will help you in this regard." So he just suggested me to buy a recorder. So when I will like deliver my record, my speech, you just like put your recorder there, and then like you get from here and then listen again and again repeatedly in your room, and then you will be okay with my accent and pronunciation. And I did that. So after that, like 2 or 3 lectures, I became like a little bit more stage by stage. I got, and nowadays I think I'm okay with English also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yes,
good.
you
That's
brought too many things, man. And yeah, I just gotta.
man, life in Pakistan and I can't compare Pakistan's life like with the Russian life or with the American life. We have a totally different life, and especially for me because I am a villager, and village, our cities are not like too much developed, but village side you cannot imagine. Sometimes we don't have the electricity, and our weather in summertime is getting like above 51, 52.
wow.
So so you can't imagine like our life, how we are surviving there, because now, actually we we got to use like to be used there, that's why we are living there. But you cannot imagine and you cannot visit in those days like our village side. I think you will be die there. Yeah.
Yeah. Just hold on, man. You were like jumping off topics, you know. I just want to say this. So many things just keep coming to my head. And the first one is like, yeah, before I had a prejudice that Pakistani are not adaptable, you know. And I gotta like elucidate it a little bit because yeah, it's a controversial point. Why were you talking about? You're living like 52 degrees in summer. And what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Man, we can be adjust in everywhere, and even in hell and even in heaven. Yeah.
Crazy. But actually, yes. So we cannot imagine, but through the language, as you said, we can. We can at least try to express ourselves, you know, to
Yeah.
tell the
Yes.
stories
Yes.
that we've
Yes.
been doing today. And as for your English story, you know, like how you started learning it, I had the same problem.
To be honest, till the high school, I should say that till my previous university in Pakistan, my English was not good.
Hmm.
Like how to say, if I will give to grade like myself, I will give out of like the 10, maybe 2 or
Hmm.
maybe 3.
Yeah.
That was my level that time period. Because actually, the thing is that in our universities we have a professors from our own language, like, and when we have a problem or something, we are just using our own language. That's why we uh, like many institutes and universities have such kind of the atmosphere. Like they have a very good grades. Even students are very good in English.
Yeah.
But where I studied in my department, that was
Hmm.
totally in my language.
Yeah.
So I I was like, even and that time period I didn't know what is the wood and what is the will. So,
Hmm.
I still confuse this too, you know, it's fucking.
I will teach you no better than.
But The point that you brought is like, why do you need English in Pakistan? I think one of the biggest problem that our university system, like whether in Russia or in Pakistan, is that they do not show the need to study English. There is no purpose besides like passing a class and that's it. We are experiencing the same problem in China. And all those kids been studying it for like God knows 10 years and still no.
Actually, I want to add one another point regarding the English. Why in Pakistan or why in China or why in other countries we want to learn English or why? Because nowadays English is just not a language. English is a business nowadays.
Hmm.
So if you have like a good skills in English, you will have a good job. And according to the standard of your society, if your English is good, they will think he is the most of the like the educated and well mannered person. That's why he speaks English. Like we have a such kind of the atmosphere in
Mm,
Pakistan. I think, for suppose, in my university, in my school, I learned like in my language, but the questionnaire was coming in with the English. If we
mhm.
read our language, everything was in our language. Why the questionnaire of the Trump paper questionnaire is why it's in English? Did it make any sense? I
Yeah,
think it doesn't make any sense. So like because they want to keep the standard and they wanted to show their university that they have also the second language like in English.
yeah.
So in my opinion, I will say that nowadays English is also not a like a education system or a language, but it's just a business.
And
Yeah.
to expand on that, man, it's not just about English. It's about the university system as the whole.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
business system. It's like a business. I'm working right now for this, paycheck that will say, all right, finish the damn university. And then that's it.
I
But practical knowledge, I'm having it right now, hearing the same stories, from Pakistan and America. That's my higher education. And that's my English. Yeah, it's like very unhappy, true, but
Yeah,
it is what it
it's a
is.
good point, and it brings up an even deeper question, which I've asked, and I still, I'm still battling with this idea of like this kind of English supremacy idea. It's like I mean, as a native English speaker, I always feel like actually it's unfair, and the reason is because whenever I go to another country, it's like expected. Oh, he speaks English. And because of that, if I want to learn the language of the country I'm in, a lot of people don't help me. They just think, oh, why do you want to learn my language? You already know English. Just use that, and it just becomes very like uncomfortable. And I've explored this idea, and we can talk about the history a little bit because it comes from colonialism, right? And Pakistan has that history with the British.
Yes.
So that also plays a role. And because knowing that history, I feel like I want to fight against it in a way. It's like, yeah, English is great. If you really want to learn it, but like if you really want to learn English, there should be a reason, a specific reason, not just for money, not just for business, because if it's doing that, we're going to be forcing people eventually to learn a language, or a lot of languages we're seeing are dying now because the local people start to believe their language is inferior and they want to learn English. So it's a problem. So yeah, what do you think about that?
For me, like I will just represent myself here. Like why I wanted to learn English because I used to read a lot of literature from my language, and I wanted to change the how to say
The taste.
yeah, the change the test, and I like explore the world and read all about like from the different countries. So actually, like my still like I have a problem, but that time period, I was like finishing a 100 pages book at least like it was taking 2 or 3 months for me because always I was getting a new word and I was just opening a dictionary and then like keep memorize it again and then go again like. But yeah, for me it was just like to read something different from
Wow,
the different backgrounds.
interesting. I have a different story, man, and my reason for that is because this guy right on the screen. And I started to reflect on that. Why we're so like in touch till this day is because at that time we met in Hangzhou 3 years ago. Right?
Wow.
At this, not at this place, but in other campus,
In another
UCN,
campus.
Zhejiang University. And at that time, my English was poor as fuck, man. I could not produce the word, but I can understand. So that helped. But the point that I want to make is because I wanted to know, I wanted to get to understand Tarik
Oh,
as much as I could, So that what drove me to this craziness of like, yo, all right, this word, probably, yeah, I can use it and ask a question and I'm gonna get something back. So it was because of a person.
yeah.
And that's why I'm a big advocate for all people that it's not just about the environment that you're in, but also about people.
People, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have also related one another interesting story
The
in
story
Tsinghua
time.
University.
Man.
Yeah.
Story time.
I got one friend from Australia, and his accent was totally weird and totally different for me. Even we meet like in front of our dormitory. I was smoking there, and his girlfriend, she's a Malaysian Chinese. She was also smoking with me, and Alex, his name is Alex. I actually, yeah, I think Alex. Yeah, I was calling him Alex. He came to me and he just like a handshake with me and hello, hi. But he's when he start talking, I was just like looking at his face. What he's actually talking with me. When he got back, the dormitory, still his girlfriend was smoking with me. I asked that, what your boyfriend actually was like talking with me. Do you have any idea? So she explained, oh, he introduced himself like a city name and then like his background, what was his job and such kind of this stuff. I said I didn't understand anything what he was talking. Even he became my best friend and he took me in many places to visit with them. But always his girlfriend was translating for me that what he want to say to you like. And one day when we were like in front of a dormitory and he came to me and he said something in English. I said, ah, okay. So he was just looking at me, and like I feel like his expressions are very changed and different. Why? What he told me. Then I asked from his girlfriend, why Alex is looking at me like this. He said, Alex said today it's his birthday, and you said just okay.
Yeah, it happens, man.
Oh, then I just hug him. Oh, happy birthday to you, brother. We will celebrate together.
Wow, that actually has a deep meaning in this story, right? Like,
And it just reminded me of Izzy, bro.
yeah.
And another interesting story. Um, I got one girl from Russia in our dormitory, and I liked her that time. I got her WeChat, and we start talking. But to be honest, like my English was too bad to conversation with her, and she was very good. I don't know exactly like what I wrote to her, but she blocked me. She put me on WeChat, and after a few days, I just start reading those messages again and again. That what mistake I made and why she blocked me. And the word was there. I found that's like it was like the bedtime or something. I wanted to write that with bad bed, but I saw that my spelling are like not like the bad. It was bed. Bed. Yeah, so after like a few months, we became best friends, and then I asked from her that why you blocked me at that time, Pete? She said we just meet like 1 or 2 days, and I feel like you want to sleep with me in my bed
It's crazy how you became best friends with all of these people, man.
because when my English became like a little bit better, then I got few other friends from the different countries, and she was also became close with those friends. and then we were going together like in pubs, in bars, and that's why like she said, now I am seeing that you are a different person. But that time period, I had that idea that you just came from the Pakistan and you just want to sleep with me and some kind
Yeah.
of like kind of this stuff.
Yeah,
Celebrate
it's a
Christmas.
common stereotype, I've seen it a lot of places, like, but it's kind of true, if you look on Instagram and you just see like a lot of hot girls, and you check the comments, a lot of like Pakistani guys, but all kinds of guys, Mexican guys, American guys too, just compliments.
Man,
Oh, come and sleep with me, baby. Like,
I have also very another interesting story. I like there is one website I am using that to get like the conversation and new friends. Always like my American friends, they have a objection for the American boys. Always like America is in the blacklist in their account. I always asking why you are also from America and why you put your country in the blacklist. They said they are just talking the bullshit. We are getting just bullshit comments from them, and straight way they just want to sleep and they are using the slings. That's why in even all Muslim countries together with the America. Yeah.
But I feel it's fair, man. I mean, why would you use that app for like any other reason, right? I mean, like if it's not a language app, which I stopped using, it's like a dating app, then yeah, you gotta be straight on
And the
point.
most of the times, what girls are saying there, we are just getting marriage proposals from from the Muslim countries. They want to get married, and then like illegally they get the green card and such kind of the stuff. Or they are just asking money or marriage, money or marriage. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good value system, you know. But yeah, it works. Yeah, but language confusions, yeah, it
Yeah.
happen all the time. But I gotta say, man, there is a deeper meaning, you know. And what I got is because my Chinese is not as good as English, and I have to really put a lot of effort to communicate, to just push it through, like you did in Tsinghua back in those days. Whether like from zero English to like right now, it's like amazing progress.
Oh, you are
And
seeing?
yeah, of course, I can hear, man.
Wow.
And you just telling me the story like you didn't understand those people, and then it's like slowly friends. Maybe that's the case for me as well, because I don't really understand them. I mean, if you're gonna have this knowledgeable conversation with them, I would be swimming in the pool. That's how we in Russian say.
Wow.
Yeah, and but that could be a point. Yeah, what do you think, Tarik? So like, I have to get to a certain level in Chinese in order to really understand them, or like at least try to understand.
Maybe it's hard, because also I'm biased in this situation because of my experience with China. In that case, I would say I don't think it's about the language, man. I really don't. I think it's about the individual Chinese person that you meet, because
Mm,
as we know in China, there's a lot of groups. Their society breaks down into a lot of groups, and if you're not inside that group, you're never going to be treated in the same way. And so I think my theory is that you have been meeting a lot of Chinese people who are already in groups, and so they're not trying to let you in, and
yeah,
it's not, and your language skill is not the problem. So
that's a
the
very
only
good.
solution I could say is, yeah, you probably just got to keep looking until you find that one who's also a Chinese person who's not in a group, and he's also looking for some outsiders.
Outstanding person,
Yeah.
probably. But it's crazy how that new theory that came to my head yesterday is about when you got to China, right? There was an option, definitely. Of course, you were living in this international environment, like I did, Tarek did. But for some people, they specifically choose not to speak English with foreigners. Have you met this kind of guys? No?
Not to speak like English.
And I mean, like trying like limit the amount of conversations and devote time for Chinese only.
I meet like several kind of such kind of the peoples. But for me, Chinese people, they are when they start to speak like English, they are just like laughing and smiling. Oh, we don't like that kind of this stuff. Like I feel like they feel shy actually. That's why they don't, or maybe they are not enough confident. Like we are talking with a native, or to be honest, like for all the Chinese people, we all are from America. Actually, they are thinking they are very good in English, but actually we are very bad.
Yeah. No, man, that's not the case. The problem with them is just not recognizing.
Uh,
And
I have also one experience with a Chinese girl. She told me that our peoples like those speak like English, but they feel no like they lose their confidence when they are talking with the foreigners, especially.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
in my
it's
case,
totally understandable because you have never actually spoken to one in your life. So I mean, I used to get in this situation before, like a year ago, after like spending 2 years hard working in English. I still got to the situations where I was like, yeah, wow, man, now you're like, I don't even know. All my vocabulary just got swallowed. I don't know what to say. I forgot how are you? You know what that is. So basically, yeah, it's just another experience. But that's what actually, from my experience with Chinese, I want to say that that's what stops them from doing this hard pushes, toward us. And it's fucking surprising because I'm like literally talking about my problem right now. It's just the opposite. It's like a mirror, a reflection effect right now because I'm not doing it too. Wait, either. It's American shit. When it's like English, why would you like two and either? Yeah, it's the same, but yeah, the main point is, yeah, actually, we have to just push these limits, from both sides, and we can when we see this reciprocity steps, when like every participant acts in this for the common goal, then we reach this logical conclusion and mutual understanding of each other. Like to me, just to accolade you for this hat would be like unacceptable in Russian culture. It's like, why would that foreigner or like a stranger come to me and talk? Either he's like begging for money or he has a weapon, and that's like two case.
no,
Or
in my,
a fortune teller. We have fortune teller.
I don't know about the fortune
Yeah,
teller.
they're gonna come to the street and
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh, let me tell you your fortune. Like,
Ah, uh, how to say?
yeah,
There is a one specific word for that man actually.
We have a lot of words, like psychic is one, or
Extra, extra.
no. Astrolog, not the.
astrologist.
No.
Yes, astrologist. Yeah.
It's a little different, but yeah, it's the same, similar idea. Yeah, it's right.
Similar,
Actually,
similar field,
yeah.
Wow.
just different
Our
specialists,
people are believe on such kind of this stuff. And
But one of them go to the university, and others practice on the street, just like us, man.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
communication field. One of them going and practice reading, and me personally doing it right now. Same thing. I feel like I'm a fortune teller right now.
I have a very good story with, related with the how to say
Fortune teller.
fortune teller.
Yeah.
Fortune teller. I have a very good story related with this. When starting this in Pakistan, when internet became a little bit famous and we got to use like this, and there were one website to chat, it was like the Yahoo chat room, some kind of like this. I got a girl from the UK, and I start talking with her. My English was too bad, but like she speaks, her origin actually from Pakistan or from India or from Bangladesh or something. But she speaks a Urdu language a little bit also.
Mm.
So some Urdu, some English. We got to use to know each other a little bit. But after a few days, she just disappeared, and like after 1 week she came. She said that now we are stopping talking because I don't have enough time or something. I thought maybe now she's getting boring with me because I don't have the English language skills.
Yeah.
So she was just not replying my messages. I thought it's okay, doesn't matter, she will again reply me. And I created another account on that same like the website, and like I mentioned me myself like from the UK, but I was like the fortune
Yeah,
fortune
fortune.
teller.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I already like discussed with her, know about her parents and brothers, sisters, my system or something. So yeah, so I so I just like start chatting with her, and after like few messages, I said you have a very great and handsome lover from Pakistan, and his name starts from from the if you will be with him, your life will be totally changed and amazing in the future, and such kind of the things. But she also like, and then after like 1 hour, like I just opened my previous account, and she also replied me and the like messages. Hey, how are you doing? WhatsApp. Yeah. That is like a very funny story.
Man, that's the most one of the most high level trolls I could imagine, man. Wow, that's brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Oh my god, it just reminds me like I also did something like that, a kind of troll, but wow, yeah, I gotta hold on, I gotta take a break. I'm thinking like, damn, that's brilliant. You gotta clap for that one, man.
Thank
All
you,
the
man.
trolls out there are gonna they're gonna be taking notes, Ali.
But it's but why girls stop replying, man? That girl was not the first one, right? And after all of these years, and also experiencing
I,
Russian girls.
like I have a one problem. Like it's a maybe it's a ego, maybe it's just like the stubborn or something. But when I am thinking, if she's not replying me, why I should reply her?
Mm,
Like such
yeah.
kind of the manner. So for suppose one day she start talking with me, and
Mm.
she stopped like talking like for an hour, I will be talking for the 2 hours. So like just like I think it's a kind of the psychological problem or ego, or maybe just because the attraction, maybe she will be thinking why he's not replying or something, and after that she will be sending the messages again. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
this way I lost many girls. Yeah, man.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was pushing too hard as well, like just messaging them with no distance. And one of my boys, Sam from America, he said like, no. You gotta be the press, They gotta reach you, not vice
Yeah, so now
versa.
I have also like I don't have a control on my feelings and emotions, but I am controlling. Ali, you can wait, you can wait. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this waiting problem for boys bit like
Yeah, when I
overwhelming.
when I'm getting impatient, I'm just going and open like my PC and play any game, like any longer game, and then like I'm forgetting that side, just paying attention in the game, and that's the way like I am waiting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I use a different strategy, I work out my right hand, do some exercises.
Yeah, I just it's a way,
So
it's an
yeah,
option, but I don't know.
to release mindly. Yeah, yeah.
Girls stuff, but yeah, we got off the top. What was the initial topic? I already forgot.
We got so far, we got a lot of great stories though. I
Yeah.
was very curious about your impression of China, and I mean you've been in China now. How long? For how long?
I came in China in 2016.
16.
Okay, so it's 4 years now. Yeah. So
Yes.
could you just maybe tell me a little bit about, yeah, your first thoughts when you got there, and then compared to now?
In the starting days, it was a little bit complicated for me because uh, like one thing, like I was bad in English, and also like the Chinese is still like a bit for me. I cannot speak Chinese very well. So going in markets to buy something and to talk with the local community, I was also curious to know about the local community and talk with them. But it was like I tried very hard, but I was using my Baidu translator, but it's not enough to communicate and talk fluently and to know very like in a clear way. So I just got like my life here like the randomly, and I start to hello hi with the international community from the different countries, like from the European countries, Canada, Australia, America. So I didn't like get many friends from China, but I've been in a few other countries like in the Tianjin, Nanjing, Harbin, Xi'an, nowadays Hangzhou, I found my life here like very easy and like this life is a luxurious life for me. Is compared my
Mm,
village life and is compared the Pakistan's life. So I think I cannot compare China with any other country because I never been in another country. So for me till now, like China's life and also people love us, and when we are telling them that we are from Pakistan, they respect us a lot. So
hmm.
they are
Interesting.
happy to meet with us, and you know about this because China and Pakistan are very good friends.
Yeah, allies.
So so I am considering myself in China like it's our second home actually.
Wow,
Hmm.
it's
Yes.
very very heavy, man. And I wanna give a credit for China for especially that reason. Like a villager right now talking on the podcast,
Podcast, yeah.
it's like this, ladder, career ladder. At least to me, it's like wow, thank you very much for this opportunity. I
Yes.
always say it. My level of acknowledgement, yeah. If I'm gonna write a biography, all of the acknowledgments gonna come the first.
I today like I am like at a one level, but in 2010 when I did my first masters, I had one room, only one room. Inside of the room, just a 1 meters,
Mm-hmm.
one pillow, one bed sheet, just some stuff like for drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
No computer, no mobile, no any entertainment, and the room was getting too hot because it was on the upstairs sides.
Mm-hmm.
So when in summertime when our weather was getting hot, my room was getting totally like too much hot. I had a one fan, not air condition.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford the air condition. I had a just one fan, and sometimes it was working, and sometimes it was not working. So I was always using the hand fan. And in those days, I have like only the 20 rupees for the whole day in 2010 to 2000 like the 14.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
10 rupees even which part like the little bit more than 1 RMB.
Yeah. What could you buy for that?
Half RMB.
Yeah, for
And
that
that time paid
for that amount of money, man.
uh, I was buying a, like 1 or 2 cigarettes,
Uh huh.
and I couldn't afford the food actually. To be honest, I was getting a one bread, kind of the bread in which I was putting the some onions, and one piece of the tomato, and I was like using that stuff in the mid of the day, like it's not
Yeah.
lunchtime and it's not the dinner time. So I was just eating that and like one glass of water, and that's it. Like for my life, I spent like this such kind of my life like for 4 or 5 years.
Dang.
Wow.
and
That's
and I had a
insane.
good friend, and he was like he was able to feed me like I was expecting that I should go to him. And once we were on a restaurant, and I was waiting like when he will come, and I will ask that I'm feeling like hungry, and please can you provide me today like a food.
Mm-hmm.
And he came on the restaurant, and I asked, "Can you like give me like can you order some food for me?" He said, "Ali, you are gonna have such kind of the days like many times, so you should practice to live on the hunger." So like that moment was very very like I got busted. What he's talking? He's my friend, and I just asked to give me like a food or provide me a food, and what his suggestion? He's giving me a suggestion like you should have like the practice because you have many more such kind of the days. So like such kind of the life I got in my young age. At that time period, I had not like the mobiles, not internet, no computer, no entertainment, and outside I couldn't go because I had no anyone penny to spend it somewhere and go in the park. We don't have such kind of the things in our surrounding, our society. No parks, no entertainment places. So always just in the room, just in the room. Sometimes in evening times, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, going like a for a little bit walk, and then come again in the same room. And in the room, just meters, bed sheet, pillow. That's it. Only walls.
Wow. And look how
Yes.
far you've come. Now you have your own professional Sony camera. It's an
Now,
insane journey. I can't even imagine. I've never, I mean, the closest thing I have to that kind of experience was one time in China. This story is, it actually has a deep meaning for me. But me and Fedor, we were really good friends already at the time. Or not as good now as we are now, but we knew each other pretty well. And I had just been spending my money in China. I always have this problem when I go to another country. This is only like a American problem, probably, but also my problem is like because American dollar is strong. When I go to another country, I feel rich. You know, oh my God, I get this much. All right, so I just start spending, spending, spending. So I spent all my money actually, and I had nothing. Yeah, I couldn't afford food. You know, but it this I was only in this state for like 1 or 2 days. But during that time, I was like, yeah, I had to figure out like how am I going to survive? You know, I can't just eat nothing. So, and it was interesting because I was traveling with my school and there was some other Americans with me, but I didn't feel close to them at all. I didn't feel like I could ask them for food or for money like, but the people who I felt like, yeah, might actually help me were Russians. It was Fedor and some girls that I know, and they did help me. And from that time, I realized, like, yeah, it's not about nationalities or anything. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just about people. But it also just put Russian people in a good light because, like I said, my American friends, I didn't feel close. But my Russian friends, they just felt more comfortable and they did give me food. So it was like a sign to me. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's an intense story, you know.
That day, like I had even not the 10 rupees or the 20 rupees. It was like in the night time when I got in the restaurant, and since the morning to that time period, I didn't eat, didn't drink anything, didn't smoke. So it was like a very hard situation for me, and it's not about the ego or something, but most of the times we avoid to ask such kind of the things like provide me food or something. But that day it was a crazy day for my life because you can imagine, since like no like a breakfast, then no lunch, and then no dinner,
Yeah.
and then situation like that's why I said he's my best friend and I should ask for only for tonight. But he just like that sentence still is
Yeah.
in my mind.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's
that's like, and I know another person that it could fit up in this situation. My friend Professor, and when he had like very horrific problems here in China, the only people that helped him was not his best friends, but actually strangers.
Yeah,
Like basically, met this guy. Can you do this for me? Yes, please. No problem. So actually, that creates something like, oh, actually, yeah, I'm not gonna ask. This friendship, you should not really test it
yeah,
because it's deemed to fail. But those strangers that you never talked to, never met, or like maybe you just met a few times
yeah,
and not even speak the same language, you got it, man. No problem. And also like, yeah, this crazy environments and hardships in life. I think that's what it's also my theory, but I don't know if, correct me if I'm wrong, like that's what make you callous, and that's what drives you, your
yes,
motivation
yeah,
to get rich or like get into the status is way more like
oh
proximate,
yes,
and like you're basically craving for that than a regular person like me who's never experienced such a thing. In fact, like I got my stomach problems because I've been eating a lot of meat recently, and the level of motivation and desire to become somebody from nothing. I have my professor, sociology professor. He's from a very poor family in China, and now he's a lecturer
like this.
and a
Yeah,
professor in Jijian University. It's that's something in your life, like from asking for food to like having your own room now and
yeah.
like working on your project. That's insane, man.
Such kind of the incidents actually gave me they guided me and they gave me a spirit to go above and above. Like I think, yeah, this
Yeah,
word, yeah. So I think such kind of the incidents were motivating me actually. So I'm happy, and I didn't got even angry with my friend. I thought maybe he's like he had some another mind. and why I should like force him or something. I said it's okay if
Yeah.
you don't want. It's okay, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still he's my friend. We are talking sometimes, but like that time it was a little bit hard for me actually.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's the whole point. When it's hard for you,
Yeah.
why not just and the person, your best friend.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
like I consider Tarik one of my yeah. I have only two, one of my best friends. And like we understand on that level, and it's not that hard to recognize when the person is starving. It's like it's obvious. He's losing weight or
Yeah.
something. He's pale, so yeah, just gotta give some food, man. But do you think that actually that's what so we should stay out of comfort and just put ourselves in this crazy wild life, to just feel how like the cup is always half, and like even if it's full, like this bottle, you gotta make it lower,
Yeah. It is.
look at this, how much water they put in. Okay, ready. Oh, Jesus Christ. She puts a lot of tea, and that becomes like almost on the rim, the water, the amount of it. Now it's fine, but when they put it too much, it starts to spill over, and I get just super outrageous, like, why? It's like put it on. But yeah, do you think, Tarik, is what we actually human being need? I mean, not those like answers from the best friends, but actually those hardships in life, and that's how you get the real motivation and eager to achieve something, compared to ones who already has those privileges, like
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, right? Because it also relates to some other topics we've talked about. Yeah, this hardships which motivates people. It's a way to motivate people, I would say. It's not the only one. There's many things that could motivate somebody. But it also, yeah, like I said, it's something we also talked about is the idea of like talent versus hard work. And it's kind of similar, right? Me and Fedor, we've talked about talent. We try to define it. We try to understand this word because oftentimes people just use it as a way to, I would say, diminish the hard work that was put in, right? For example, many times in my life, I've met people, and when I talk to them, they find out I can speak a few languages, and their first reaction many times is just, "Oh, you just have a talent." And it's like, no, I don't have a talent. I had to work hard. I've been studying the textbook like exactly as you did, Ali, the same way. Check some words, read some books, watch a lot of YouTube videos, spend a lot of time doing that. I had to go to school and learn about linguistics and all this stuff. And through all of that time and experience, that's what shaped the person that they see at that time, the one who could speak a few languages. And they just assume that, oh, I just have the special ability to do it. No, I think anyone can do it. It's just about the motivation and how much time you're going to put in. So it's the similar kind of thing. But I also want to shift the discussion because it's related. It's like you came from a village, as you said, and I'm from a city, and even in our cities we have these like poorer areas where life is not so easy. I want to ask you, like, what has been a big change for you in your understanding of the world as someone who came from like, yeah, an area where education may not be valued as heavily. People are probably more focused on just survival. And now where you've become a very educated person, you can analyze and really think about the world. Have you seen some difference in how you see people in like the village?
It's a totally different actually. And I also wanted to talk on this topic because in Pakistan, especially if I will talk about my hometown, we are divided into. In Pakistan, we are also divided in different kind of the nationalities, but provincial wise, we are divided into the caste system. Maybe you will get it clearly or not. Maybe in the tribe system, and our people, for suppose I belong with another tribe, and one of person is belong with another tribe. They will be thinking, for suppose if I am getting education, they will be thinking why he's getting like higher than us. They have such kind of the thinking in our village side, and our people, they don't care about the health, they don't care about the sports, they don't care about the education system, like the poor education system. We do not have the basic facilities in our village sites. So for me, like what I observe, like our peoples got too used, and now their approach level became 0 to 0. For suppose, if I will go back to Pakistan in my hometown again, and I will be discussing with them, please, please don't do this, please do this, please don't do this. They will not accept me. They will
Mm.
say, he just like went like for 2 years in another country, and now he's guiding us how to survive and how to live your life,
Uh,
like the narrow-minded people, conservative mindsets. But when I got like in abroad life in China, I meet with the different background people from the different countries, and then I found we are very far from such kind of the peoples, where our peoples are and where is the world level. And believe me, when I got back in Pakistan and I was discussing such kind of the things with my villagers, they were not believing on me. They were saying, no, you are you like, it's lie, it's lie, it cannot be done like this way. So such kind of the differences, that's totally different life from my village to like in China, and what I got like used to got friends from America, Russia, and when I am listening their stories, it's totally different, 100% different for me. But hometown is always hometown. We love our hometowns. You feel the me. But my first struggle will be to get settled in another different country. Like it can be Canada, it can be Germany, it can be Australia, anywhere outside of the Pakistan. Because if I cannot change my society, I can be lived in a changed society. Yeah.
Mm. So, but in a way though, you have kind of given up then, because I mean, I don't know how long you have tried to convince your hometown people of a better way. Maybe you could tell me.
Uh, to be honest, like we cannot like clearly or directly to say something to them that please do not do this. Sometimes we are showing our gestures and actions. That, for suppose, in my family, I am only the literate person. Now I have a two youngest, one a younger brother and one youngest brother. I want like they should follow me, but they are not following me. They are following my elder brother, and he's an educated person, but he's an illiterate person actually. And he's very kind with them, and he's
yeah.
very humble with them. But I'm very strict with them. No, if you are going to school, just focus on your content and syllabus. But he's saying, oh, okay, if it's okay if you are not going to school today, go tomorrow, doesn't matter. Like, so I am getting angry and I am getting emotional. Why they are not following me? Even I am educated, well, like a well-educated person. I have ideas, I have mindsets. I am providing them every kind of the stuff. So our society is like in such way. If they are seeing that this side is hard, how to spend a lot of money on the education system. So this thing is a very cheaper. Like we can earn money from this way, like to have a shop, like a mechanic or something. Such kind of the ideas. So that's why our people are not paying the attention on the education side. So the only reason they don't want to listen from us, they are thinking like a little bit ego also. They are thinking we just got education from a country. Now we are trying to change their lives according not to the religion, like according to the mindsets, according to their education system. That's why.
Yeah.
If I could explain my answer, I think
Yes. No. No.
hopefully.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. It is.
Perfect.
It is hard. And to be honest with you, I've felt the same thing. When I went off to college, I also studied abroad as how I was educated. I was expecting when I came back to America that all my friends are gonna want to hear about it. They're gonna want to hear what I went through, like what I learned, and all this stuff. But when I called to them and I'm like, hey, let's go meet up, let's talk. It's like nobody cared. They're like, oh, you're back? Oh, congrats, man. And that's it. I'm like, yo, I have so much stuff to tell you. And they're like, no, it's all right, man. I gotta do my own stuff. And it's like this feeling. It's like they don't even understand like how much knowledge and information sharing can affect and change your life.
Yes,
Because
yes,
a lot of people just get stuck in a certain way that they're doing things, and the idea of like having to change it, having to leave their comfort zone, or just do things different, or to plan for long term as opposed to short term. I guess they just don't want to do it. I don't know what's the logic behind it. I can understand that it's hard to just take that, but me personally, it's like I've been looking for that from a young age. It's like I wanted something different. I thought there might be a better way. I saw a lot of problems in my country, and I always wondered like why we can't fix it. Like this same stuff, like racism stuff, been going on for all this time. There's got to like it can't be that complicated. But when I was traveling around, I learned so many things about it. Like, oh yeah, why this one is this way. You compare U.S. history to like some other countries, and you see the same problems that we have has been solved by another country. So why we cannot just apply it? And yeah, so it's not just Pakistan. I would say it's a global problem.
Global
It's
problem.
yeah.
As
So
you can see, man, I just want to add a little. Ali mentioned when he tried to teach or to educate his like village mates and country mates, it was hard for him because there was no reciprocity.
yes,
Because when you see the feedback of a person, then you want to teach him more.
yes, yeah,
It's like
yeah, yes,
come and give all of this stuff. But and Tarik had to come to Russia and show me how to do it because it's like the same argument. I haven't been living in Russia for like 4 years now, and it's just like one of the most important part I would say that I've spent in abroad, and it's just gotta be another totally other experience when I go back and try to talk because there gotta be a lot of stories in my chemadon. It's like briefcase, and I gotta just unpack all of that. But one reason one might come out as there. All right, cool. See you later. Or like but what about that? All right, got it. Or maybe it's just like yo, fuck off, man. We gotta do the same. Like my father, for example, when I try to 45 years old man try to talk to him, he goes insanely angry at me if I ask something wrong. Like, oh, but what about time? How do you perceive time? Like something that is more complicated, that it goes beyond his understanding of this world. As I said, beyond his fence, like looking at his like the door, who comes, who goes out, the dog is barking, and that's it. And that's a problem. That's you guys mentioned two very I would say dramatical problems in our times. And we're like talking. I've been complaining about some small stuff about like, no, they don't understand me. But actually, they don't understand at one level. But how many levels are there? Exist from not accepting. Like, I mean, I understand Chinese side, but when your own people do not accept you,
yeah,
that's a totally different
yes,
story.
mhm.
yes,
And the feeling is different because you can speak the same language.
yes,
You share the same values at most. But surprisingly, as we can see, damn, that's very depressing,
yeah,
And that's why I am, as a 21-year-old, gotta think about like, should I go back and try to change, or I can adjust myself to this new international
yeah,
environment and stay carefree, for a certain period of time. That's how I feel right now, and that's been like a twisted
yeah.
decision. So yeah, guys, that's a good topic. It was a heavy one. So let's go to women. Women is more. We gotta inhale, exhale, and yeah, dude. Chinese, Russian, American. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with?
I don't have experience with the Chinese girls, but I got used to be with New Zealand and America. and little fights with the Russians also. Yeah, yeah.
You got a lot of friends from Russia, man. I was really surprised by
Actually,
that.
my previous university, like many students from different countries. So especially we had a big number from European countries. So that's why I had and I have like experience with those people now. But I don't have any idea about the Chinese girls, and I never ever like observe anyone. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, man. Tell us about New
Uh,
Zealand and Americans.
New Zealand actually, she was we went how to start like that story. I went with her on a date. We were watching a football match, and it was like between Nigeria to Nigeria with Argentina, Messi team.
Yeah.
They were playing with each other, and she was just in front of me, and I was like backside to her. So one boy from Nigeria, he was shouting like, but shouting like yelling, "Break the legs of the Messi! Break the legs of Messi!" Kind of like. So when he was doing this, and like the girl from New Zealand, she was drunk. I think she was not drunk, but she was drinking. She said, "Fuck Nigeria," and the boy like he became crazy and like he was just like almost like to fight with her. And then I told her, please be calm down. You are with the Ali from Pakistan. So till my last breath, I will protect you, and you just focus on your match. So after that, like she like became mad for me. So she said, "You said like a very good thing. Like till the last breath, you will protect me, and even you we just know barely like to each other." So after that, like I got her, and I started living with her, like going in either like the room, and then yeah, definitely many other stuff. Yeah.
Right. Wow, that's a great story, you know. I had a similar experience, but it didn't end like that positively, you know. I remember in high school I told a girl like I'll protect you with my life, you know, and she just like laughed at me and that was it. So
Wow, that's a crazy stuff, man. And what about American? You said California?
American, we meet on a dating application actually, and Tinder. Tinder is a famous.
yeah.
So Tinder, right?
Uh,
We meet on the Tinder, and then we had a first date at the Red House bar. We drank, yeah. And after that, like normally we start our life. We were just meeting, and then yeah, other stuff also. Yeah.
yeah, this other stuff also.
I cannot be open with this stuff, yeah, because I'm a little bit cultural boy. I think,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's fine. You know, everybody will understand what
Yeah,
those
yeah.
stuff.
Well, besides, we upload on YouTube, so yeah, we don't want to use too many details. So.
The comments to define what does other stuff mean, but yeah,
It's very clear. Everyone has their mind. They can think what is the other stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The other stuff is important, like very important. And so, how would you compare like American girlfriend and Russian?
Russian was totally bitch, man.
Bitch.
No, she was actually good with me, but always she wanted like I should spend money on her.
Mm,
That was
yeah.
very hard for me actually. To take me in bar, to take me in club, to take like me in party. I said I'm not a rich boy. I just take little money. I am surviving and I'm supporting my family. How how can I like feed to you? But she then we spent like 1 or 2 months. Then I said if I will be with her, I will be a bigger. Yeah, so I just like quit my job from her, and yeah, I
Yeah.
tried again. And
And Americans never ask for that, right?
no, no, they were like just helping me also. Like sometimes when we were getting that somewhere, they were paying. We maybe for the different kind of the people, they are different. Like their way of the thinking is different. Some people are thinking we have a lot of money, that's why we came in the abroad life. But some rare people only know that because of a scholarship we are here actually,
Hmm.
and that's only the source and funding to our education system, and to send a little amount also for the family, and then our own needs and
Yeah.
survive. So I think my friend from the Russia, she doesn't know exactly that I'm a rich person or I have a scholarship or some kind of like the such kind of the things.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
And also, not just that, I just want to add, because I'm not an activist to pay for a woman, actually. And I'm gonna use a Russian quote to describe why. So we say, like, it's an American phrase probably, who pays the piper calls the tune.
I don't understand.
Piper is like a musician. Use it like a flute.
Oh, flute. Yeah.
Piper
Five. Yeah.
calls the tune. It means like, yeah, I'm gonna order the music because I
Ah.
pay. In Russian phrase, we have who pays for a girl dances her. Like dance means other things, you know.
Ah.
Yeah. So if you don't dance her, I'm not gonna pay. You know, shit.
No, but like
Do you agree? First of all.
Yeah. That's 100. I think it's. I just don't want like to have a just girl and interesting stuff with them. The thing is that I I want like to be in an open relationship actually.
Open relationship.
Yeah, open relationship. I want to respect about her freedom, and she should also respect my freedom and my privacy. But I couldn't find anyone. I think I will never ever find. I found a one
Never say
a
never.
very
Never say never.
yeah, I just got a, like another thing. I'm always saying to my friends, that's a very funny actually sentence for me. I am saying a girl from the California, a girl from my village, they have the same minds actually. Girl has the same mind. Either she's a Russian, she's a American, she's a New Zealander, she's a German, she's a French. They all are the same by mind. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I've heard this theory before too, but I always like to fight against it. I like to think it depends on that girl. You could find the girls, yeah, from every country with that same mind. And maybe it's like, yeah, 50%, let's say. 50% of girls from all countries have the same mind. But I like to look for the unique ones from each country. There's someone who kind of carries the spirit of their country in a way, you know?
That's right, but yeah, open relationship. That's a good topic. So you would accept a girl sleeping with the other guy?
If she will be like no, for suppose I'm not such kind of the open mind person to give her the permission to sleep the others. I think I follow the culture, and in my culture it will be very hard for me just
Yeah,
to
no, I
accept
understand,
any.
but this open relationship, that what
No,
actually means, right?
for me the open relationships works. I think maybe you have another definition for the
Yeah.
open relationship, but for me the open relationship is that just I don't want to get married. I just want to like be in a relationship. That's an open
Mm,
marriage, open relationship for me. I don't know how
mm,
you are thinking about the
interesting.
open relationship,
Yeah.
or maybe I don't have exact definition for the open relationship.
No,
Maybe.
that's fair. That's fair. It's interesting.
Yeah,
People
well,
need
it's a new term really. It's only come about recently,
I
last
think I
10 years
I
or
think
so.
aliens created this. Aliens created because none of the girls want that shit. I mean, not the
I
one
think
that I've
what you are
met.
talking about the open relationship. I think it's the same friends with benefits.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly.
Yeah.
mm,
So for me, it will not
yeah,
work. I think.
friends with benefits. Yo, I like these benefits. This other things. I just never actually met. Have you ever
You
met?
just want to have the benefits, not friends.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
benefits. Yeah.
All
Bro,
people
we, we,
are
we all we all know how to get the benefits, man. You just got to take out your wallet, and benefits are available.
The benefits already there. Yeah, I
only
understand.
benefits. Yeah, right.
I understand. But
Who
if
will refuse from the such kind of the benefits, man? Everyone wants like such kind of the
Yeah,
benefits.
but you
yeah,
gotta you gotta as all things in life, you gotta earn it. You gotta work for it.
yeah, that's right, and that's why I feel that girls are being the greatest motivators for
Yeah.
us, especially Yeah, when they do not give. That's a Russian phrase right here. So give, blah 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 blah. You put it for yourself. You got your definition. Put it what you want. But in the Russian, yeah, she doesn't give you other things. That's what I said. Она тебе не даст. Не даст. Not gonna give it to you. No, 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 no.
And in the starting days, when I heard about such a kind of the like the sentence,
Mhm.
friends with benefits, and one of my friend was explaining it for me, and I was just excited. How we can have like sleep with a girl? We don't have the emotions and feelings for her.
Mm.
He said, but like people are used like in the Western countries, so it's just like a normal thing for them. It's not like a weird thing as you are thinking. So after that,
Well, actually, America, especially if we're gonna say about America, man, a lot of people like to talk. They like to make this, these ideas, like a few people are doing it, and especially maybe a few celebrities are doing it. So everybody starts talking about, oh, this open relationship, da 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 da. But how many people are actually doing it? When you go around to what I would call real America, like outside the bigger cities or something, like in like the Midwest or some small towns, smaller cities, it's not the same. It's more traditional lifestyle. People are very
Yeah, man.
religious too and very conservative, and they can't even just talking. Even like I work in a supermarket in a suburb, small rural area, and just to talk with strangers is so awkward. Like even some Americans at my supermarket, they can't even have a conversation with me. They just say hi, and that's it. I told them some things about myself, and it's like no curiosity, no. Oh, that's interesting. Let me talk more with this guy. Nope, none of that. So I
Yeah.
don't believe that it's so widespread. I think in California, especially like L.A. region, yeah, you could find that for sure, and probably Florida too.
Yeah, but it's a myth, man. That's what I want to say. Like a lot of things been labeled as Western, and from a Chinese perspective, it's labeled foreigner.
yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
foreigners are the same. So cultural, yeah, religious aspect, yeah. I mean, I've been thinking about it. Like my life is so fulfilling right now. I'm having a good conversation. I got a lot of shit to do now, and I start to feel like even though I need a woman or rather a partner, but I don't know if I can afford it, and we're like time consuming shit, going and be like real friends. Like friends, what friends do? They go and they eat together, they I don't know, party together, whatever, doing the podcast, but and besides other things, of course. But I probably just need those other things more than anything else. And I want to be clear about it, Not all people can actually admit it, and probably I should do it in a sneaky way because otherwise Bill's gonna be like,
No,
"Nah,
no, 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 no. This is what I changed my idea, especially from the recent events, brother. As you know,
nah."
I think it's been wrong, and I start to reflect on my recent research. Other one that this sexual revolution kind of idea. It's like we have stigmatized the idea of sex. We made it so taboo, or it should be a secret. But everybody knows, when you get to a certain age, what it's about. This pleasure and the how to make babies and blah blah blah. But it's like we have made it into this weird thing. So people feel uncomfortable to talk and just be honest about it. But when you
Yeah,
remove that, and or if you find a person who doesn't feel that way, as I do, and as you do, Fedor, and probably as you, Ali, it becomes much more comfortable. It's like I have not met a girl really that is like that. Just I haven't met them because I just haven't met them. But
coronavirus, man,
yeah,
coronavirus, man.
Corona is definitely playing a factor for sure. But it's like, yeah, but Fedor, you have met a girl who you could kind of talk openly about that stuff. How was that like?
That's it's a
It
jealousy,
was
it was
it
not me.
it was amazing for me because like a Pakistani boy, like a villager boy, was like with a Californian girl, and she was also a poet actually, and I got to use like to read the books and poetry, and we were discussing such kind of the topics. So, but like we didn't like had the such kind of the stuff in the first day, but like it got almost like the 3 dates. After that, we start something closer, and
Yeah.
then we got crazy for each other. Actually, to be honest, yeah. So, but we broke up just because of she got like she was a teacher actually. She got Shanghai and I get back Pakistan, and after that also she back to California, and it became like a long distance relationship. So
Yeah.
it doesn't work actually. That's why we
Yeah.
are.
Fedor
Yeah,
also.
that's right. I mean, long distance relation is like a big cross, you know.
Yeah, so it's still like I'm thinking sometimes about her. I think it's still now we are not in a relationship, but when I get her contact again, I think I will ask from her that we still can be best friends. Yeah.
Do you think you could be best friends with?
Yes, I
Do
know
you think
that
it's?
I'm not like a jealous person or something, so everything is okay for me. Yeah.
But you know what? I have a theory though,
Yeah.
and to be and only be in a relation in a friendship with a female, it's only possible when you do not fuck her.
No, in my opinion, no. I'm a little bit different actually.
Could you elaborate?
For suppose our interesting topic was about the books, to discuss the
Books.
books. That can be still our point to
Oh, yeah,
discuss.
yeah.
So I think what we will be discussing about the books, nothing.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, books are fine, you know.
Yeah,
But you have experienced something more like pleasurable than just books, you know. Books are about all of this, you know,
but to
bad
be
people.
to be honest, like still those girls, like my like I sleep with them. They are still my best friends.
Wow.
Yeah, and sometimes we are talking with each other, and I still respect them because we spend a lot of like time together. We shared our bodies with each other. We touch each other. So I think we sacrifice something for each other,
Mm.
and we should respect each other.
Wow,
Yeah, guys.
that's a nice way to put it. So I gotta reconsider it. You're right. I'm not saying that, but I don't know. Have you been in touch with such a person? Like you had like a female partner, and then you broke up, became best friends, and you're still in touch?
In my friend circle, I don't have any observation like my friends like go like in a such way, but it is just my idea that you know mistake cannot be done only on one side. Mistakes can come from the both sides.
Yeah.
So that's why like something happened actually. So if we are not like in a relationship anymore, then why we cannot talk like before? It's not just like the sex or some kind
But
of the talk.
will it be like before? That's the question. Or it won't be like before. That's my statement, and I don't know. I
My
strongly believe.
listen, listen, Fidel. My point is like a little bit different actually. See, we know about each other very well. That's why we were together.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like a one great point about each other's. For suppose the girlfriend is like my classmates, that's still like a better thing for me because now she knows about my topics. I know about my topics, and we can discuss about our school and such kind of the stuff. Even we like the broke up, but still we have to talk something
Yeah.
about our memories and such kind of the incidents. Now, from my side, I don't have any objection or any kind of other stuff, but maybe she has
Mm.
something that oh no, we cannot be now best friends or something because we spend like such kind of the way or something. But what I am thinking, I will respect her because I spend life a golden time period with her, and we sacrifice for each other. We have still each other's gifts,
Yeah.
so
Yo,
that's important.
that's very good. Take my words back. It's a very good point, and I just haven't experienced that. You know, I'm speaking from like a point of view that I am my only one female friend, the best one, and yeah, we never touch each other. That's probably the reason why I'm advocating for it. But I actually never tried and touch her, and then see the consequences, and with this on it. So yeah, that's a very good point,
And
man.
I also got a few friends. They were always commenting on the girls, like back behind. Oh, she had like such body part is a very good, attractive. She's hot. She's like big, something like this. Or but I respect women. Every woman is not like for such kind of the comments.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
a woman is like our mother. A woman is same like our sister. A woman is also like our partner, and a
Mm,
woman is like our professor or our teacher. So I think for some girls, maybe they are interesting for me, and I want like to be with them. Maybe I will be thinking another different way. But for the rest of the women, I have a lot of respect.
wow. It comes from Pakistani culture, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's very respectable, man. And yeah, I would not comment on this part or occasionally, if she
Yeah,
has if she has
it's nature.
yeah, of course, if she
Yeah,
has something to be commented
yeah,
on,
yes, yes,
dude,
yeah,
she
yeah,
wants that. That's
yeah.
the first point. And the
And
second, I just want to finish, man. The second point, even though we just said like, yeah, agreed that we do not really, it's not really welcome to comment on the body parts or whatever. I still women bring some lesson to our life,
hmm,
and those lessons
definitely.
have to be debunked or like uh, comprehended through the conversation. And whether she acted like a bitch or she's not being patient enough, it's my obligation, it's my right to talk about it with my friends, with you guys, and I will be fine with that because the same thing I can tell to her. That's where my level of this cultural shifts. Like, if I can say that, oh yeah, her ass is amazing, I can go and say it to her face.
Wow.
Yeah,
I will never ever in my life.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, girls do it too. That's the other thing, right? Girls are talking with their friends about guys and their body parts and stuff like that. So it goes both ways.
But I never hear like such kind of the comment from the girl side. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because they're very good at hiding it. That's the truth. I have talked to some girls and they told me what they talk about with their friends.
Oh
Those
wow.
girls will remain nameless. I'm not gonna because if I told you who they are, all of their girlfriends are gonna be like, "What? You told that guy what? What? No. You gotta be trans now. You gotta you gotta."
And also a best friend, like a female best friend from Netherlands, and she was pretty close to me, but like just best friends and respect each other. And she got a boyfriend from South Africa. Always they were fighting, and she was coming to me. Only we broke up, and like just like a stuff with tears and something. And I was just asking, for how many hours you break up? For how many hours you break up?
yeah.
And after like few hours, again together and very happy. And in evening time, we broke up again. We will never be again together. I, for how many hours? Yeah.
Yo, I don't need that drama, man, in my life right now.
Yeah,
Too
me
much.
neither.
But this girl's gossips, yeah. One like particular Chinese girl. Can you imagine? Chinese girl told me that she and her friends were discussing foreigners and how one of their roommate actually got experienced it and in all vivid details. And I was like, oh really? And now you're saying you're horny? No, I'm not into you, girl. Calm down. That happened to me as well. So I don't know, man. Maybe we just should treat girls like friends.
Hmm.
That's what being also known as a good way to approach
Now,
it.
now, like what I'm trying like to be like a best friend of a female, either it's a male or female. We can be together in like just in a friendship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Didn't even talk about journalism and writing.
I mean,
Girl,
we still got time. We're an hour and 40 in.
all right, all right. So I want to just ask you about writing, because Tarik, I've been forcing him to kind of start writing because our lives and his life, but he's like, nah, man. You ever seen this blank page? I'm not doing it.
I mean, writing is very easy, but you have to read a lot.
Yeah.
First, your step should be the reading, because when you will write a one story, when you will finish it, after that you will say, "Oh, now I don't have a words how to write the story." So
Yeah, exactly.
when you will read more and more literature and more books, you have more and more ideas how to
Yeah.
write. And I should follow the Dostoevsky's diction. I should follow even the Paltheru diction, or I should follow the Milan Kundera diction.
Yeah.
So all such kind of the minds, like the
Styles.
ideas,
Yeah. That
ideas
you
and
use.
thoughts will come like in this way. So
Wow.
to be honest, you shouldn't go like in a deep literature or readings. You
Yeah.
you just read the random stuff on your Facebook, on Instagram, just paragraphs, just like such kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and then you just
You know, I've been doing this exactly, like articles in English, Russian, Chinese occasionally. But when I got myself actually into reading like literature,
Yeah.
I was like fucking disappointed in myself. Like, oh, actually, that one finally found the word in the page that I know, and then blank. Oh, that could be described that way. So to me, it's like it is a habit. It is a skill to be cultivated by myself, and I have to just sit down and I don't know somehow because I feel like my life is so amazing that it's gonna be just a sin if I'm not gonna write about it. So I'm gonna work my ass off and try to make something. Start from small
yeah,
essays.
yeah,
Have you
yes,
been writing
yes,
essays?
yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I wrote more than 350 articles and columns.
Oh, really?
Yes, in
So
a
you're a
different kind of the
columnist then?
yes, columnist, yes,
Wow.
and different kind of the newspapers and regular newspapers. Yes.
Wow, really?
And I was also a regular writer. Like every week, they were getting one article from my side. Yeah.
Wow. So you've been in that path for how long?
Almost 3 to 4 years.
4 years. So you also started from the scratch, like no zero knowledge about. You said you read a lot in
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
in
yeah.
your like I don't know adolescent year, but when did you start writing? How was it like, man?
Like to be honest, I started writing when I was in the ninth class.
Yeah,
And in a newspaper there were like little bit corner about the funny stuff, actually, like for the jokes
yeah.
and for the puzzles. So I was like sending them like little bit content with my name.
All
So
right.
like I became a little bit famous in my village, that oh, he's writing some stuff in the newspapers. So that incident gave me the I would say
Motivated.
I got motivated. And then I start a little bit more, like I came like into the serious literature side, actually,
Wow.
like children literature, and then I start reading other books stuff, and then I start something different, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. And I then like it was my starting time period. And after, when I got like the first time in the university, I start working on my own book. And
Wow.
I published that my book in 2008. It's based on the short stories. And I also started like a write novel in English, and I completed 2 chapters, but it was very hard for me to continue. I found like I'm a very poor in words and in English, so I just like quit. But I think I will be working again on that my novel.
Wow.
Yeah. So like in this way,
Crazy, man.
so when I finished my education from the university, I start working with the newspapers, actually.
Wow.
So my articles are all about like the social life, about our social incidents, some kind of like a little bit politics and the social life surrounding like
Wow.
that, actually. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, it's really fascinating
And
to
speaking
hear.
of politics, I gotta ask, because I don't know that much about Pakistani politics, but the first question I gotta ask, of course, is yeah, how do you feel about Amir Khan?
I I'm not good actually to talk about the politics, but like a kind of I don't like the politics in Pakistan. Yes,
Hmm.
Yeah. Politics. Yeah, I don't like that
politics
stuff.
is everywhere. Politics.
Yeah, yeah. But it's fun, I see like, because I'm a logical person and I have like started thinking about this because I wanted to explain it to Fedor. And I was trying to think of like a clever way to explain like why someone or how to get someone interested in politics. So I started thinking, I'm like, yeah, all right, first I got to understand Yeah, how to explain logic. Logic for me is like it's like a game, like a system. It's like the game logic is like the ultimate game of ideas. It's like you come up with an idea and someone has to work with it. They have to work within the parameters of the idea that you create. And that's why it's so fun because as you make a statement and you stand by it, someone else can say, "Oh, but what about this?" And how do you factor this into this idea? And through this logic, people start to create like the most refined idea down to the point where it's like it's so hard to disprove that people want to say it's just the truth. So that's how I kind of approach it. And then so politics is like another form of that game. It becomes like the same kind of idea of like this logical steps of like, okay, this policy, how do you feel about it and why? All you have to come up with some factors and some. You might need some additional research in terms of if you're gonna try to say this works or this doesn't work. But just the at least the philosophy of it, it's very easy to enter into that game. For example, we're gonna say like America's current president Donald Trump. He recently just got the coronavirus,
Yeah.
and the kind of political talk now is like, is Trump an example of his own policies? Is it because we could see that he was always downplaying the virus and he was constantly not wearing a mask, that is why he got the virus? But another side is like, oh, but no, we there's some leaders who were taking the virus very seriously in the world, and they also got the virus. So it becomes this kind of logical game where it's like, all right, how are we gonna shape the idea of this event that happened? How can we discuss it? What are the angles we can take on perspective and things like that? So that's why I like politics. It's like it just allows for like creativity in discussion of events. That's how I would say.
Actually, to be honest, like Pakistan's politics is not hidden from anyone. Our our politics actually turns into the business. So and also our politicians are like divided in the different kind of the provinces, and we have a many parties actually. We don't have a like a one party system. So it's very hard for me to understand the politics in Pakistan actually. So that's why I am not interested in the politics, and I don't have a exact. Even I don't have a good comments for the Pakistan's politics. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, same as me, man. I'm not as like so many other things, so many other games, as how Tarik likes to refer it, that I want to participate. Like, oh, writing, I can bring like many comments about that, but I still listen. Occasionally, like for example, not just to sleep up this topic about a conservative guy who is standing for climate change policies in America and for conservatives, which is really rare to do so. And I was just hearing that the climate change has not supposed to not be so politicized, And I just started to think to myself, like, wow, there are a lot of stuff that are super politicized in this world, and everybody just throws a little stone into this
Yeah.
pond, and then it becomes like, all right, now you start to pop up like a worm after the rain, like, oh, what about this? Oh, and start to, drag the pillow to your side, And to me, it's like, yo, hold on a second. It's our common theme, It's like it's our common link. You gotta reach a logical conclusion here, and just stop doing it because while you guys playing this game, like fucking thunderstorms and fires are attacking America, and it's like the storm, like coronavirus, it doesn't give a shit about like Democrats or Republicans. You got. I don't know. We gotta destroy, or Trump or Biden. Yeah.
What time it is now?
Oh, it is, man. It is 10:18.
10:18. It's
Yeah.
a lot. We talk a lot.
Yeah, we talk a lot today.
Yeah. Welcome to the contrast. We could talk all night if we want.
No, I want to share one another thing. Like in Pakistan, we are having a military two times at least, one in the morning and one in the evening time. And I today I didn't take like took my milk tea in evening. So still I'm feeling a little headache.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
What is that?
it's a milk tea.
Milk tea.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
My pronunciation is a little bit different, but
No,
it's
no,
a
no.
milk tea actually.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Milk tea. All right, man. You're gonna wrap this up because it's been like almost 2 hours.
Yeah, but like
And
Tarik, to be honest, like I enjoyed your conversation, your questions, and hopefully we will be in touch and we will be working on the same. Like I will be supporting to you guys on the internet, on like the YouTube and other platforms too. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. It's been an honor to talk to you. You're our first Pakistani guest, and I think you
Oh,
represented perfectly. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was great talking to you also.
and I hope also you understand me very well. Even like I have some problems with my pronunciation. That's not actually my problem. It comes actually problem of my throat actually.
Yeah, no, no,
No.
no. For me, you were very clear. I can't speak for everyone, but yeah, I could understand you perfectly.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah.
It means like now I am able to talk with the native speakers. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Especially in America, man. We have some Americans who don't speak as good as you.
Yeah. One another like interesting story. After that, we will like
Yeah.
wind up. I was dancing with a one girl from America in club in Beijing. I was like quite drunk, and she was also like in a club when we are drinking. Like that, then we are start dancing in each other. Almost half an hour we danced together. Bala stuff, everything. She asked me, "Where are you from?" Like I became very happy that now she want to know about me. I'm from Pakistan. She just like beat me up. Oh, I'm dancing with a terrorist. So like what? I am in a club with you. I am drinking with you. I'm like listening to music with you. And what you are talking? But that was like a totally like what I feel like about the racism and like just with that girl. That was like I didn't got angry. I thought maybe she's drunk. That's why she's like doing such kind of this stuff. But that moment, like I became like a little bit sad that what people are thinking about us. We are in the same pub. We are drinking like on the same table. We are like dancing together, and what her views are totally different for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I want to make a comment. Yeah, we could say a final comment.
yeah, yeah,
There
yeah,
are a
sure.
lot of stupid people in this world. That's all
Yeah,
I can say. That I've told Fedor this line a lot of times. That's just how I feel. I mean, I can't even explain how illogical her statement was. There's no point to even comment. And I'm sure
yeah,
yeah, this experience, you can look past it because many Americans are not thinking as her, and there are some who do
yeah,
also.
yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
so, so
I would,
sometimes,
if it was up to me, I would remove her passport. It's like, all right, yeah, you're not gonna travel anymore. You can
give
just
me that passport to me.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right. Dude, he's more American than that
yeah,
bitch.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, all right, guys. Thanks for
Alex,
watching.
Tarik,
Thanks for
yeah.
talking, Tarik Johnson, Fedor, and yeah,
Oh, Ali,
our
sorry. Before you leave, could you just say your full name?
My full name is Ali Farman.
Farman.
Ali
Okay.
Farman.
Farman. All right. Yeah. Because I'm gonna put in the video. I'm gonna put your name so people can. And if oh yeah,
So
do you have any social media that you want if someone saw they want to follow you or something?
I have on my Facebook also with my same name, Ali Farman.
yeah.
Okay.
But I will also maybe share
Send the
the
link.
link
Yeah,
to you. And if
perfect.
someone will be interested in like in with me, he can contact with me anytime. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of girls, gonna be like, oh yeah, what is Ali? What is
yeah,
Ali's Facebook?
yeah. They gotta name you, man. Ali, other things, Farman.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was great. That was great, guys. All right, Tarik. See you
All
around,
right. See you,
man.
everybody.
Yeah. Bye bye.